Hello everyone and welcome to Beginner's Bootcamp for Raid Shadow Legends. This video is not planned out like the previous videos were kind of sort of sketched out and planned out. I ended up spending the weekend with my uncle and my dad, so I lost 2 days of logging in and collecting things. So I'm here to tell you if that will affect you're getting your different rewards, getting your champion, all of that sort of thing. And I think I can say fairly definitively that no, it does not. It just delayed it. So now this is considered my day 3, even though it's like day 5 or 6 here. And I can still get day 3. It didn't go away. I still have day 3 available. I'm not all the way over to here, which means I wouldn't be able to get this champion because you got to collect. Well, I don't know if you have to collect all these days to get this. So I think what would have happened if it was set up to be consecutive login days rather than just whenever you log in days, then you would just miss out on whatever in between. So if this was not working the way that it is, then I would be over here on day 5 or 6 and I'd have like a red X or something here signifying that I didn't log in, so I don't get to collect it. Well, that isn't what happened. I am still being considered to be on day 3, even though I'm technically not. And now I can grab this. So I can now definitively say that it is not consecutive days. It's just the 3rd day you log in. For the new player rewards 2, you'll get your day 3. And the 4th day you log in, you'll get your day 4. And the same will work here. The 10th day you log in, you'll get this. So it could be 50 days or 100 days, or I don't know how long the time limit would be between your logins. You'll get this on the 10th time that you log in, just as you'll get that other thing on the 3rd time, which I just got on logging in. So you get rewards when you're in the arena for the tier that you're in, and don't expect anything spectacular until you're in silver, and probably not much even then. So this is probably for my being in the bronze 1 of the arena. I don't have a very good team. Actually, these rewards are pretty spectacular for where I am in the game right now. These are actually really nice. I've got an accuracy chest, not so good. That I could probably scrap. But this shield is pretty cool. I'll keep a hold of this, and I can use that with somebody if I can get another divine critical rate. And here's a divine speed. Again, not very good stat. We got an HP flat, but the gems are cool. I'm not complaining. Now, I don't believe I have any rewards I didn't collect out of any tournaments or events. I have not checked in on this game since I want to say Friday. This will end in an hour. I hope that you were able to get in on it. It is easier to do this the higher up in the arena you are because you earn more points. We've got a Dungeon Diver event coming. Looks like we got our 2 free shards here. The targeted summons has now ended. Let's see what we've got in the marketplace. We've got a 4-star boots and barely enough money to get it. I would almost buy it because it's a speed, and I do need speed accuracy, but I don't like this secondary stat. It could actually go for the other one, which is ideal, but this isn't a boot that I'd want to put a long time investment into. I can earn these 3-star shields, so I'm not going to look at that, but this I will nab. That was a speed boot for the attack set, which I know I'm going to use. And my next goal here is to get 120 gems to unlock this. But anyway, I know I can use that. I don't know what the substats will be. It's a gamble, but maybe I'll get something good. Worth buying, worth 54,000 because I can't get 4-star gear yet. Very easily. So, got my poor little guy here doing his thing. I'm going to log into my little clan. Surprised they haven't kicked me out. I'm glad they didn't. My other clan said if you were not available for a day or 2 that they would kick you out, and this one didn't, and that one didn't yet, so I'm grateful for that. So what do we want to talk about today? Well, today I want to talk a little bit about arena placement, and I want to do an overview of the dungeons. I think we'll start with the arena placement, and we're not talking about your place in the arena, by the way. We're talking about where your champions are. In any case, your positioning. So your leader is the one that has the aura skill that you want to pass on to the rest of the teammates, and unfortunately for me, I don't have anybody. I have ally defense and faction crypts. Faction crypts. I think I've got a speed here. Faction crypts. So the only thing I have, and this is also faction crypts, is her. So that's where I'll put her, because she's the only one that I have that has an aura that all the champions will benefit. It's HP in all battles. It says right there. Now this is the second position, this is the third position, and this is the fourth position. The second position, sometimes I've been doing a healer in that position. Other times I've been doing my debuffer buffer kind of thing in that position. I'm going to put her in that position right now. And then I'm going to put him and her, I think. Sometimes you're going to want to kind of jostle this around a little bit. And sometimes it'll be hard. Like, you'll want the healer there, you want your debuffer buffer there, or whatever. You want everybody in the second position, but you can't have it. You got to figure out a way that it will time such that these champions will they'll play off of and work together kind of harmoniously. The ideal here is that in this particular team, that she will get off that shield that she does, and I'm playing on auto, remember. So I want her to get off that shield. I want him to do either one of his AoEs or one of the other things, I forgot what he does, that I have him in here for. I want her on backup for resurrect, and I want her to attack. So I kind of want that order, but in my main account, it's a little trickier, and I wanted to demonstrate that, and I might make a video on that a little later. In my main account, I usually had my healer here, which is Sile of the Drakes. But I've been learning that maybe she shouldn't be there. Maybe I should put instead Ma Shalad there, my legendary. I have him there. I have Martyr here in the front. Unless I'm going to use a speed champion in the front, like Shaman, which, not Shaman, her name escapes me now, but you'll be getting, I think you get her as one of the rewards here. I'll go check that in a second. I put her there. And then I've got a problem because I want to do a Bastion of Faith that Martyr has. And I want to have the healer on standby to be healing. I want that healing to happen at a right time during, now I'm remembering. I want that healing to happen during the turn at the right time. Because if the other team attacks me because I'm not really as fast as they are, then I want to be healed immediately after their attack, but not before their attack. So that might mean Sile would have to go here, and I was actually thinking she might have to go in the last position because I want that healing just after they hit me and just before I start doing some of the other stuff I'm doing. So I'm juggling that kind of a situation. So what I do instead on that is I have the speed person here, Haikatoon. I have Haikatoon here. I have over here, I have my either my Martyr will be here or my Mashalad. Generally, I want my Mashalad there because if he can get that fear debuff on the team, then they can't do anything, and I have a chance to win. So I have him here. Then I would have either Sile here or Martyr, but I'm thinking it's going to end up having to be a Martyr here instead, because now she can cast her Bastion of Faith, so I'm ready for the next attack when they hit me. And then any other devastating attacks that they do after their first attack, if that kicks in before that, then I should be okay. And then here at the end I have a heal. So that's the kind of thing I'm juggling, but that's how this positioning thing works. You got to figure out the order in which, this is your order in which your champions are going to play. Just like so, just like I'm doing with the cursor. First her, then him, then her. And you got to figure out what order you want them to play. You got to kind of think about the other team. They're probably going to be faster than you. What is the most beneficial order for you to survive or to hit them hard enough that they won't be able to kill you, or to protect yourself well enough that they won't be able to kill you? How do you want to set that up? In this case, this is all we're going to do here, and I've talked enough about that, but that's what the whole positioning is, and that will actually make a substantial difference in whether you win or lose in the arena. I've actually found, just by changing around the order of my champions, that I've actually been able to do better in the arena. So that's why I'm relaying that tip to you. And it works the same way as I was describing in a previous video with the campaign dungeons. Oh, and I should show you, I did summon during the targeted summon rate event. I think I used up all of my ancient shards. And now I don't recall what exactly I did, but I ended up getting this guy. I got this Berserker guy here, and I've been using him. And I should talk a little bit about him here at the end of this video. And I got this guy here, Metal Shaper, or whatever his name is. And I think I got this one here. I think those are the three you don't know about. And I just got them because they were doing that event, and I just used some mystery shards and some ancient shards. I think these are all ancient shard pulls. For whatever reason, this account is not pulling any epics or legendaries. I don't know why. I'm hoping for the double raid event that will change. Speaking of, let's go to the dungeons, but on the way, let's stop at the index and show you who I have. You'll probably get multiple copies of him. And one of the things that I'm seeing that I can do with him, he works similar to Relic Keeper, which you have over here in the Fusion. Relic Keeper is used because of this ability he has. We've got grants an extra turn of the target is killed, increase attack for 4 turns, grants an extra turn, continuous heal. So these are the things that he does, and what people do in the arena is they use him to do what's called one-slotting. They gear him up such a way that when he hits you really hard, kills you instantly, then he gets that extra turn and can hit again. And he can take out a whole team, even a really powerful arena team, if they've managed to get him fast enough and hitting hard enough. And I found, just in the main campaign so far, I found that I can do very similar type of stuff with him. He actually hits harder than I thought. He's got fills the champion turn meter by 30% if the attack is critical, so he depends on critical. Then he's got extra turn if the target is killed. And then he's got this ignore defense. So I'm actually working on him as a campaign farmer right now. That means he's going to be somebody who's going to help me get through the campaign. So that's kind of what I'm doing with that guy, but you'll probably find plenty of copies of him as you proceed. Who else do I have that I need to show you? So this is the Lizardmen guy I got. This guy would be good, I think. I think this is the one I can use in the clan boss? No. He's not going to be clan boss. Stealing a buff, shield on all allies, increased defense. I don't know what use he'll be either. But that's who I got, this Metal Shaper. I gotta figure out if I can find a slot to fit him into. This is another, I believe this one's farmable, but this one, I don't know if you saw that I got him or if I went over him or not, but this is another one. But he's pretty common. I'd be surprised if you don't see him pretty quickly. Tree Feller might have been one that I got. I don't know if I showed you guys. So this is an orc. She's pretty easy to get out of the mystery shards, out of the ancient shards. Decrease accuracy, poison, and bomb. So I might take her into the clan boss. I'm still trying to figure out how to gear her. Dark Elf. Okay, so this is the new one that I got. Hexweaver. 25% decreased accuracy, heals all allies by 15% of their max HP, increases crit rate, and a speed in the faction grips. Another one's going to be tough to try to find a place to put her because I don't know how exactly best to use her right now. Alright, so the last thing, let's do a dungeon overview and tell you a little bit about what you need to know to get through some of these dungeons. So these will have locked up by now if you've been following along. You've got your free week or 7 days or whatever it was. So now I will be investing those 10 remaining potions that I save up for any one of these that's open or this one, depending on where I'm low, because I want to build up that potion stock. So the Minotaur's Labyrinth, no major secrets here. Just push as far as you can. We already went over this in the masteries. Work the opposite affinity. So if you're going to fight this one, make sure you have a lot of attack champions on hand. Go as far as you can in here. It shouldn't be too hard or challenging to get through. But don't get frustrated if you get stuck. Just go as far as you can, and that's good enough to get you started on the mastery so far. Ice Golem, I don't know the secret yet. All I can say is, work the opposite affinities. I think speed will help you. You should have some kind of a way to benefit from or resist ice attacks. That would help you a long way. And I would say like a defense or high HP champions or high defense champions to get through here. I don't have any real tips to give you on Ice Golem just yet. Dragon's Lair, again, play the opposite affinity. This one's just... It's like the Ice Golem in some ways, but I find that this one's a little easier. If you have somebody that can do a block debuffs, that would probably help also in the Ice Golem. That will help against this one's poisons. Any kind of a healer would help in this one and the Ice Golem. I think a similar strategy for either would be good. Fight the opposite affinity. Have a healer if you can, resurrector if you can't, and a debuffer if you can, or somebody that can do a block debuffs. I think that would be good for both of those. In this case, for the poisons that you get, and for the Ice Golem for the ice attacks that he does. Now, Fire Knight, I do have a good tip for you on that. You want to champion with what's called reflect damage. Now, right now, you might be able to force your way through, but later on, he's going to have a shield that will withstand 10 hits. So the two ways to get that shield down are reflect damage, because when he hits you, that'll automatically, because there's 5 in your party, that will automatically take down his shield by half. Now, right now, his shield, I think, is at 5 for a little while, so it actually opened him up. Once it's open and his shield puts his shield to the side, you can start really wailing on the guy. Opposite affinity again. It would help to have a lot of HP because you're going to get attacked a lot. This is a long kind of battle here. You can't really... I mean, some people might go through in the advanced stages, go through really fast, but you're in for the long haul when you're just starting out with this guy. If you don't have reflect damage, a multi-battle or somebody that can do an ally attack. I'll show you one of the champions that you can get early in the game that does the ally attack. Anything that does multiple hits to knock down that shield, if you can get up to 5 hits, that would be great. 2 or 3 is okay, but anything 3 or more would be wonderful to help you out here. Spider's Den, you need a... Well, I'll show you the champion that works best for Spider's Den. It's hard to explain with that one. I only recently came across information, and I'm still trying to figure everything out on it. But there's a champion called Spider. I finally got the guy. And what he does is he attacks an enemy, 50% chance of removing one random buff. Attacks all enemies, decreases the duration of all buffs by 1 turn. Has 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Now this is actually good for clan boss now that I think about it, but this decreased attack is what you are looking for, and this, I think there's a decreased defense and a weaken, and all of this helps you, along with speed, to survive in the spider, because you're going to have, the spiders are going to target whatever affinity they are strongest against, the little spider babies. And if they don't have that, they're going to go after whoever has the lowest HP. And I will go ahead really quickly show you how fighting here goes. You want to use the spider dungeon because you're going to get these rings, amulets, banners, and the occasional drops of these crystals and other things here. This is how you finish kitting out your champions. So here's a guy that I have that has a multi-hit. I'm going to put him in that position now. I want him in that position too because I want to do that multi-hit. But he's not in very good straits right now. I mean, I need to level him up better. But I got this guy here for his hard hits that he does. And then I'm going to put her and her in. I don't know if I want to try Resurrector right now. I'm going to put these two in because I want these buffs and debuffs. Now this is a void, so they're just going to go after probably this guy first because he has lowest HP, but it might be this one. We'll see. Let's go ahead and take a look so you can see how this works. Well, I called it and went after this guy. Oh. I messed up. I meant multi-hit for the fire. Man, I am tired for the Fire Knight. He's no use in here. It'll be interesting to see how he does, though. So ignore this. This was a mistake. He's supposed to be in the Fire Knight, not in the Spider. Man, I'm going to have to cut this video out and go to bed. So that block debuffs is good here because she does this poison, and now you see that it has not affected me. But these little guys will hit you and they keep stacking the poisons on you as long as you don't have any kind of a cleanser. So if you can have a block debuffs or remove debuffs, that would be very good for this fight. Because these poisons will stack up, and when he takes his turn, it's going to hit him and he's probably going to be killed. And I don't have a Resurrector, so I can't bring him back. Now she heals every time that she sucks in her babies and kills them. So you also want to look for any kind of a heal reduction that you can put on her, because that will make sure that she can't get all that health back. Either that or an AoE that will take out all the spider babies so that she can't get any health from killing them and sucking them in like she does. And I don't have none of that. I mean, her AoE with his just about did it, but I don't know that I'm going to win this. This is kind of a toss-up, but I think we're dead. Now, her AoE should be good enough to hit these spiders and kill them, but they're going to go after her last because she's the strongest of all of them. I'm targeting the mother because I'm hoping I can rush out a victory by hitting her hard first, but I don't think it's going to happen. Now they're going to go after her, and I'm not going to survive much longer. So this was not a good team for this. I need to do some more research. Although that was better than I thought she'd do, but I bet she'll be dead before she can finish, yeah. But now you see the mechanics of how the spider dungeon works. You're going to have poisons you've got to deal with. You've got to survive their attacks. One of the strategies that is recommended, and I can't take credit for this, I read it somewhere online or somebody mentioned it in a video, but have somebody, like in this case, of the opposite affinity, but that's like a tank. So in this case, the weak affinity to this is, I believe it's Spirit. So a good example of that is my Berserker guy that I showed you. Man, they're getting me with the pop-ups everywhere. I've never seen them that persistent. I mean, that's new to me. Maybe it's because I haven't had pop-ups for 3 days and they need to fill me in. Anyway, he's of the Spirit Affinity. So if I were to, say, get this guy to level 50 or 60, and I were to, he's not a defense champion, so he's not a good example, but let's say he was a defense champion, and I got his defense way up, just as he is, get his defense way up. If I increase his defense and HP, got him to like level 50 or 60, fully ascended him, and then threw him in the spider dungeon, the spiders would probably target him, unless there was somebody with weak enough HP they'd want to go after first, but the spiderlings would more than likely target him. And he could take the damage in that case. In my other account, my main account, I have Solus, and he's kind of like my tank. He can absorb all the damage from the spiderlings, but that's the other tip, is if you can have somebody that can come into the spider dungeon that will act as a tank and absorb all their attacks, then you'll be able to get through and fight and beat that dungeon. So keep those two tips in mind. Speed, the weaken, any kind of huge AoE that does a lot of damage, and any kind of decrease attack, any kind of buffer debuffer, and then of course some kind of a tank that can take all the spiderling hits and would draw the spiderlings to him. You don't want to increase HP too high though, because if you increase HP too high, they wouldn't probably go after him first. You want them to go after your tank first. So probably increase your defense really high. So let's take a look at Fire Knight, and this will be our last video here. Now we want the multi-hit. And I can't recall if any of these other guys do multi-hits. I'm completely baffled. I don't know. So I'm just going to do this and be lazy. And we'll show you how this works. So see his shield's going down. It was at 5, now it's 2. That counts as 2 attacks. But I didn't have enough time to hit him before his turn meter filled up. So okay, he hit 3 times. That looks like that's good. So this would be a good champion when you're starting out to use on him. Now he's open and I can get a hit in. But you gotta also think about heal reduction on this boss, because when he gets that shield close to him, back and closes it back up, he can undo all the damage you did and you can lose out. See how much healing he gets? So definitely you want to have a something that will block the healing or decrease the healing that the dungeon boss is going to be doing. And turn meter is very good in the Fire Knight as well. If you have some kind of a decreased turn meter, then what will happen is he won't be able to close his shield. You can keep his shield open, you can do more damage before you can close the shield and you can kill him. Turn meter is actually, that along with reflector, the 2 best things I think for this guy. And then he becomes pretty easy to beat once you have good champions that can do the reflect and the turn meter reduction. See, I'm not even getting a chance to hit him while he's open. My guys just aren't doing enough multi-hits. I need to keep him open so I can get his health, because look at this, he's going to be all the way back up to full after all the work I've done to get him down here, and I'm going to die. I already lost one of my multi-hitters, so I'm not doing very good, see? I'm actually probably going to quit out of this battle. I think I'm pretty much toast. I can't keep his shield open long enough to do anything. And I'm not applying any kind of debuff that's going to help keep him from healing. See, all the way back up again after all that work. So I'm actually going to quit out of this. Not worth my time. I'm wasting my energy trying to do that. It's not a good team for him. The one champion's good, but I need to get him up higher so he can survive. And that basically covers it here for, I don't know if I announced or not, but this was part 8 of Beginner's Bootcamp for Raid Shadow Legends. Press subscribe if you want to see more videos. I will have some more videos uploaded. I'm still working on the editing. I didn't get it finished before I left, but I'll get those videos up this week. So you'll be seeing those here very shortly. Thumb up if you liked the video, thumb down if you did not. If you give a thumb down, let me know what I can do to improve. Give me some feedback. Appreciate your help, and I will see you guys in the next video.